Hi, I'm RoyZesch.REALTOR, San Angelo, Texas, Coldwell Banker Legacy. Today I want to talk to you about agency. Agency is a fancy legal term for who's looking out for me. When there's a case of agency in real estate, it works similar to with a lawyer or a CPA or something like that. When you hire a lawyer or CPA, then they are obligated by ethics and legality to act in your best interest. They don't do things that go against what you want. They're obligated for confidentiality. They're not able to disclose your information to anybody else without your permission, and the real estate agent's much the same way. Now, you just need to kind of watch out for what this gives you and what this doesn't get you. You've got to understand when you go into a transaction, if you're not represented by an agent, that you're dealing with someone else who is, it's kind of like going into court where the other side has a lawyer and you don't. So that can be very dangerous in some situations. On the other hand, if you've been doing this a long time and know what you're doing, it's probably not a big deal to start the transaction that way. But you do want to kind of be cautious. Brought some friends along to kind of explain it a little bit better. Okay, so here's our seller. He's got a house to sell. So he comes in and he hires a real estate agent to represent him. And you see how they're standing side by side. That shows that fiduciary responsibility. The real estate agent is responsible for acting in the best interest of this person selling their house. So then someone else comes along, maybe you, ready to buy the house. So when they show up, they are all alone. They don't have anybody representing them. So this agent, who has a fiduciary responsibility to the client, the seller, can give this person correct, accurate information. He can tell that the house is for sale. He can tell the square footage, the price, the amenities, all those kind of things. And he can't tell anything else that he can't give advice to this person like he would give advice to his client, because he is representing his client, the seller. So, now anytime there's a fiduciary responsibility, there's also confidentiality. So anything the seller tells him, he's not obligated to tell anybody else under any circumstances. So the seller tells him, say, hey, I know we got the house listed for $250 and I'll take $200 for it. Well, he's legally bound that he cannot disclose that information to anybody. So, when this is where there can be an issue. You show up and you contact this agent and you want to see the house. You just want to look at it. You may have an agent of your own that you want to use when you get ready to buy it. But because you showed up to him, remember, he is representing the seller, and so you're not represented in this situation. And if you contact that agent to show you the house, you may have actually signed up to be his client as well, which gets into a difficult situation called intermediary, which we'll talk about on a different episode. But if you do this and you do it knowingly, it's one thing. But if you show up and you don't do it knowingly, you don't realize that you're operating against a real estate professional, a realtor, and he is acting in the interest of his client, and you don't have anybody taking care of you. So this is why really before you go out looking at houses, you want to hire your own realtor. Find someone who can come in beside you and represent you when you meet with the other party. This protects your interest, it protects their interest, it helps everybody else out, and it makes just for a cleaner way of doing things. Again, you can do this later, and there's other different variations of it, but the best way to do it is you choose someone to represent you before you go look at houses. So that's all I have to tell you today about agency. Thanks for listening. RoyZesch.REALTOR, 325-268-0775. Thank you.